Aquí está bien, aquí no. Aquí está bien, aquí no. De la cintura para arriba. Aquí no hablé limpia. Escúchame, cuídate. Listos, vámonos.
So here we go. Teofimo Lopez in a new weight class, coming off the shocking upset loss. Andre, he told us the other day, the first step to success is failure. I think much could be revealed early on, considering how he came out in that first round in the shocking loss to Kambosos.
Yeah, he's got to learn from it. He was reckless in the Kambosos fight. He was very, he assumed that he was going to hit Kambosos and Kambosos was going to fall over. That wasn't the case. Let's see if he learned his lesson. Kampa is not on Lopez's level, but he's a strong enough and stiff enough test to let us know where Lopez is at mentally and physically.
Pedro Campa started his career 27-0. His only career loss was a 7th round knockout in 2017. He's 7-0-1 since then, and he's coming off of back-to-back knockout wins against undefeated fighters.
You see the speed difference right away. Teofimo Lopez is the quicker fighter, able to get his shots off before Campa's even able to retaliate with anything.
Took that dip to the left and had the uppercut come in.
Big shots that just missed. The other question is, does the power carry for Teofimo Lopez from 135 to 140?
Huge fan support here in Vegas for Teo. Chant has started up in round number 1. Sold out event center here at Resorts World. Campa getting that, as he'd like to describe it, intelligent pressure.
Still applying pressure. There's a right hand available for him over the top. Teo's looking to close the distance. With that lead hand down, he can sneak a right hand right over the top.
Two-punch combination from Lopez.
I think it's too early for Lopez to have that left hand down in that shoulder roll position. The mistake that young fighters make is that Mayweather didn't do that until he had control of the opponent and the fight. Lopez doesn't have control at this moment.
Well, that's what he likes to use, primarily the shoulder roll.
Goes to the body as he steps forward here in the closing moments of round number 1. And a short left hand on the inside taps it. I'll tell you, it's good just to have him back. The energy he brings, you can hear that crowd even in round number 1. Teofimo, no matter what you think of him, has that it factor, but it's one fight in 22 months up until that first round that we just saw. We asked him about it the other day. He said, listen, the business played me. Who knows, maybe a date on Heisman night, maybe a title opportunity against Josh Taylor, depending on what happens in the fight in the rematch against Jack Catterall. But the opportunities exist at 140 pounds for premier fights against big names.
And I see it being an overhand right.
37 of his 58 punches thrown to this point, a minute into round 2, have been the jab. Tried to go underneath with the right hand and the sweep across with a rare hook. Campa fires off the straight right of his own. Good head movement from Lopez, and then two-punch combination, working his way off the ropes. And then a sweeping right hand.
But this is the test. We'll see, but right now, Campa is taking these punches very well. He's not matching speed for speed, skill for skill, but he's still in the pocket, and he's landing some shots.
As he did just there, as he said he would, step to him.
That he's choosing to fight this fight. Putting a lot of pressure on him mentally.
So it's going to force Lopez to make adjustments and then make more adjustments that could come back to bite him.
For those that didn't hear the conversation earlier, that came about in an interview he had with Mark Kriegel. He did not deny it, but he said, listen, I know what's best for me. Tim, your reaction to that of only getting in 2 weeks of sparring in a lead up to a main event fight like this?
You can't do 2 weeks of sparring, especially 10 rounds against a fighter that throws 80 punches plus a round. You know, you need at least 4 to 5 weeks of sparring, good quality rounds to get prepared for a fighter like this. We're going to see his conditioning as this fight continues on in the later rounds.
To see the return of Teofimo Lopez against the game and gritty Pedro Campa. Lopez with a 36-21 connect advantage. Dre, you brought up an interesting conversation about a new weight class. Does the power carry? And Timmy, you are a world champion in this weight class at 140 pounds. Things get different. To the layman, they say, wait a minute, it's only 5 pounds. He was a champ at 135. He weighed in at 138. But in this division, Josh Taylor is a big guy. Regis Prograis is a big guy. Ramirez is a big guy.
But to Dre's point, Teo was a big 135 pounder. So he was a lot bigger, big boned. You know, so when he hit guys, they felt it. But at 140, he's actually the smaller guy tonight. He's not the bigger man tonight. Campas is the bigger man. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to knock these guys out. He has to break Campa down, and what he has to do is go down to the body first, and then land those kill shots up top.
Well, that's the kind of shot that Lopez needs to land. Box, box, box. Surprise Campa. He can't stand there and just unload like he did at 135, at least not right now.
Oh, he's having fun for a moment here, Dre, isn't he?
Right, but it's the skill, then power. That's what's getting Campa's attention.
Bernardo's in the corner of Campa.
Manny Robles told me he needs to keep his left hand up because Teofimo's looking for that overhand right, and his shots can't be looping. They've got to be straight, short shots.
First time they have worked together. Manny Robles, of course, veteran trainer who won the heavyweight championship of the world with Andy Ruiz, the upset of Anthony Joshua.
Stop.
I like what Lopez is doing. You give a guy who has slower feet and slower hands like Campa that stability by you being up against the ropes. He'll feel confident to unload with both hands. But he's in deep water when he's in the center of the ring.
Campa's gaining more confidence, coming forward. He said he don't feel anything. That's what he's saying. He's taking these big punches from Teo, and he's coming back, or at least trying to come back with his offense. Here he comes.
Lopez shouldn't get frustrated by that. He should happily oblige and continue to deliver what Campa is asking for.
He dances in the corner after showing that upper body head movement. Campa had a fight high for him. 15 punches landed in that last round, but this was the moment from Teofimo.
This
Played a little trick shot.
Yep, yeah, a little trick shot right there with the shoulder to lift the chin. You see the ref on the opposite side. He didn't see the shoulder lift, and you see the right hand of Teofimo Lopez land clean on Campa.
Just creating a little bit of space, Dre, that's all.
Yeah, why not?
Right.
That's illegal, but it's all good.
Anything it takes. Listen, wrap around that right hand as well here to start round number 4.
Very little body work from Teofimo Lopez tonight. It would suit him if he was to go down to Campa body to wear him down a bit.
Teofimo Lopez is in a very, very good groove right now. I wish he would pick his left hand up, box in a perfect fight. He seems very relaxed, and he seems to be having fun in there. Right now, Campa is competitive, but he's not winning these rounds.
I completely agree with the assessment of relaxed and having fun, and we've seen that throughout the early goings.
And sometimes Tess rest in being away from the game.
He told us he's at peace, the happiest that he's been. Interesting dynamic when you're around the team. The rather large team. I think he showed up with 17 in the entourage to the fighter production meetings. But he is much more in control and guiding his own course than he's ever been.
Lopez gets credit for his explosiveness, his showmanship, but he's got an IQ. And you see it on display right now. He realizes that I might not be able to get Campa out, at least right now with one shot. So I have to go into the toolbox and show some other things.
Using the cross guard defense right there.
High cross guard.
And then Campa saying, I got a chin on me. Can't hurt me. That's the way you stay involved in the fight as he presses forward, Dre.
Yeah, his success is going to come on the back half of 6 if he's still around. So he's got to put some money in the bank. He's not putting as much money as Lopez is putting in the bank, but he's got to have something in there in hopes that he can wear Lopez down and start to land some big shots. And right now, Lopez is landing the big shots.
Good finish here to round 4 from Teofimo Lopez. You see the speed difference. You never admit defeat, but you have to admit the lessons in defeat. Perhaps lessons learned from what happened last November when George Kambosos took the 4 lightweight belts from him. Of course, Kambosos then gave way to Devin Haney. Devin Haney now the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. 77 of 47 connect advantage. He's landed 50% of his power punches.
Just spoke with Teofimo Lopez Sr. He said, look, I just want him to keep jabbing. He's timing him well, but he's got to be careful because they don't call him La Roca for nothing. He hits hard.
22 knockouts in his 33 wins. There's the right hand from Teofimo. Shoulder roll, right hand. Tried to place the uppercut that time.
That punch is thrown and landed when you've timed your opponent, their movements, and that's exactly what Teofimo Lopez has done right now.
Stop.
Able to block much of that work and then slip to the inside. There's an uppercut that came in at the end of that combination from Campa.
See, but Campa, what he's doing is he's letting off the power, and now he's just letting his hands go. He's just trying to touch tail. Trying to outwork him.
You can touch a fighter, you can hurt him, and if you can hurt him, you can knock him out. But loading up and allowing Lopez to continue to evade your shot is not going to get you anywhere. He's got to do exactly what Tim Bradley just stated.
Stop.
Looks like Lopez is taking a round off.
Yep, I was just about to say that.
Campa is taking advantage and landing more shots.
There's no doubt about that. If you look at the output from Lopez compared to the earlier rounds, good exchange off the ropes. And now pot-shotting off the hip with that jab.
Keep banging away in hopes that you're on the other side of 6 and you might get yourself back in the fight.
Lopez and Campa. Late money came in heavily on the big favorite Teofimo Lopez, as it did on the under total rounds, which would be 90 seconds through this round. You see the punches last round. Dre, you made the point. You felt like it was a round that Lopez clearly was taking off. He only threw 43 punches there. It was 15 of 43. That's his low output of the fight to this point.
Manny Robles has to continue to inject the belief into his charge. Pedro Campa, that Lopez is getting tired. You've taken the best shots. Keep pressing. You're wearing him down. Whether that is true or not remains to be seen, but that's the message that needs to come to Campa if he's going to have a shot later in this fight.
I'm impressed with the technique from Campa. Honestly, before he got with Manny Robles, he was all over the place, falling all over his feet, jabbing, lunging forwards. He's underneath himself. He seemed to be very underneath himself and very calculated tonight, picking his spots wisely, when to attack and when not to attack Lopez. The perfect time to attack Lopez is after he gets done punching, because he stays there. But Campa sees these punches coming. That's why they have no effect.
Lopez has a great jab, fellas. He's got a great jab to the head, to the body. He's educated. I don't think he uses it enough.
See Lopez now going after that eye, that lead eye. The left eye of Campa is starting to swell rapidly.
That's discouraging right there.
Ooh.
That's discouraging.
Jab off the hip and then
right there. Yes, that's discouraging. But you just missed a bunch of shots. Then you got hit with those kind of shots. That's disrespectful from Teofimo Lopez.
The head movement has been masterful here in this 6th round by Lopez.
Smoke talk is full effect.
It's a division at 140 pounds that went from Josh Taylor being the undisputed king to the business of boxing, now having Taylor with 2 belts, with Prograis and Zepeda mandated to fight for the WBC, with Jose Ramirez, who was in position. He has some personal plans coming up. And there is the knockdown scored in the opening moments of round 7.
Beautiful up jab.
Takeover says he wants to take back his lofty status. Let's see how he closes the show. Short right hand. 1-2 combination. A lot of time to work with here.
Campa's not only hurt,
Switching
he's
stances.
busted up. And he's got some tough decisions to make because he's not responding to those shots the way that he was in the first 3 or 4 rounds.
You see Pat swelling on his face, especially that left side, but he's coming forward before they tie up. Still half a round to go here in round 7.
I think Lopez has to continue to pour it on just the way he did when he got the knockdown. He didn't load up. It was boxing. It was a 2-1 combination that sat Campa down. Didn't try to throw it hard, but it landed hard. He needs to try to do the same thing right now.
Showing out with the defense.
Back into the mix.
Squared up, wiggling, stepping over, feeling it right now. And
Yes,
having fun on there is Lopez. Switching stances, stepping over, coming with the right hand. Blocking Campa's efforts. Left uppercut, right uppercut, short right drives down. A lot of blood coming from the nose of Campa. Headshot after headshot. Short right hand. A beat down in round 7. The take back. He just took what he wanted there in that round.
Yes, he did.
And here it comes. Let the celebration begin. Old school Teofimo backflip.